Right,
We're ready,
okay, already.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll go ahead and call this meeting in order. So the first item on the agenda is the site plan review for the Dill application. Looks like we're missing the applicant, right? But we did get some new information here. So you handed me the Skylar Planning
Yes,
paperwork.
that's the 239M, so that was sent out after, or when the last meeting was supposed to take place, and they just approved the project. I don't believe they had any other additional comments. Apparently, I believe Mr. Dill did attend that meeting.
Yep. Looks like that's approved.
Yeah.
And then looking in the additional documents that we've received, there has been a special use permit completed. And other than that, the rest of the information that we've been able to go on is the same.
Yeah.
So,
Dennis, you didn't receive any like updated drawings or anything like that from him?
No.
And did you hear anything about him attending this meeting?
No.
Okay.
So what do we, to move this forward, what do we need to do?
well, I think,
What-
yeah, I mean, so I think there was some information about the setbacks that
Yeah.
would have to be looked at and reviewed, but there hasn't been any additional information provided. And as well as the issue with the parking spaces, there was supposed to be 7, but we're still only seeing 5.
So why do we need 7?
So it's not that we need it, but he had put 7 in his request, but he's not showing it on the site plan drawings. So we had asked him previously if he could just indicate that. If he only wants 5, then that's fine, but he had mentioned 7, so it's unclear where those would be, but it's something you probably would just want to know.
So, but we see 5 on the drawings right now.
The drawing, correct.
So my recommendation is that we, so my feeling is that we move this along. There's no need to postpone it another month, and I will vote to move it along. And my reasoning is that the requirement isn't 7, the requirement is 5. If he has 5 on his original drawing and he wants to add 2 more, then I'll need to come back. But if it's not going to change to 5, then we should look at 5 and approve it with 5. In terms of the setbacks, if it's going in the exact footprint, why do we need to be conscious of setbacks?
So it's possible that it's fine, and feel free to weigh in on this, Dennis. If the current structure was maybe built before the setbacks were established or the setbacks have changed, it might not be in compliance now. So if they rebuild it, they would want to make sure, like for the overhead lines and for the setback from the road, that it's in compliance now. I don't see that being an issue. They said it's going to be slightly smaller, but if you recall, I think it was maybe 2 meetings ago, he said that if he did not meet the setbacks, then the project would be a no-go because of the size of the parcel.
So here's my question that I ask. It is my understanding, as a resident of this village, if I pull down my garage in the back on my 100 by 100 lot, I can rebuild it in its footprint, in which there are no setbacks. It is built right on the line. The second home that I own, which is 207 6th Street, next to mine, is built right on the line. So if the understanding is that if there's an existing building, you know, we go back to the village, I mean, things are built like they're right on top of one another. You know, why then are we requiring him to do this if it is not necessary with everybody else? So if everyone else is going to be required from this point on, yeah.
So it would be, and it depends on, like, if you built the shed back like one wall at a time, it'd be fine. But if you demo something and build it back, you need to be in compliance. this is not something that the planning board has control over. If he doesn't meet the setbacks, he must go to the ZBA to get a variance if he wants to move forward. So there's nothing even that the planning board has control over in regards to the setbacks. If he's not compliant, it would be your responsibility to ensure that.
So
he
I would
goes
like to
the
see that in writing. This is the first time I've ever heard this, and I've been in
It
this
is in the
village.
zoning law.
I would love to see it in writing. I don't recall it.
But anyway,
So if you could show it to me in writing, you don't have to do it now.
well, just a minute, Brian, because I have a similar situation. I have a garage that's right on, well, it might be 6 inches off the line, depending on which line you're talking about. And well, I was told that if you could replace it as long as it's exactly the same size. But if you make it smaller, then you have to shift it off the line.
Right.
And
So this
so-
is the
and
same
in my
size,
case-
isn't it?
He said it was gonna be slightly smaller than the original footprint.
The
I don't-
front or the back? The service road side or?
That's the problem, it doesn't specifically.
So, yeah, he doesn't show.
He doesn't
the
show that.
setbacks, and because we don't have updated drawings, this is pretty, like, plain here. Maybe it's just because it's smaller, but really what you should show is all of the different factors that are, like, what's existing and what's gonna be changed. So I can't quite tell from what he provides where the new one is in, like, respect to the old one. I just know that when he was here, he had mentioned that it was maybe slightly smaller, but it would be within the existing footprint of that building. But yeah, and I'll pull up the zoning law now, but, yeah, so if it's not in compliance, the planning board is reviewing this against the zoning law and is reviewing it against the comprehensive plan. And so you wanna make sure that, for the zoning law is the bulk and density requirements, which have those setbacks. So you wanna evaluate that, but you wouldn't be able to make a determination on that. And if it was something they would need, like a setback, you wouldn't actually be able to move forward with approving it until that was approved by the ZBA. So that's what the ZBA is there for, is for people to appeal. So we have situations like that, especially with a lot of communities now, maybe have just recently implemented zoning in like regard to like their town's history. And so they might have houses that are right on the property line, or right built up next to each other. So you have to go by what the law says, but if they disagree with it, like the setbacks, or if they have to basically show this is undue, issue for me, that, if I'm on an undersized lot, for example, I can't meet these setbacks because the lot is too small. You go to the ZBA to say your case, and then you're essentially appealing to them. And then they review the law, they interpret the law. And so Dennis is like the initial, like he's the interpreter of the law. But if people have an issue with how he interprets the law, they can appeal that with the zoning board of appeals. And then it moves forward to them. And then if they issue something that the applicant doesn't agree with, then they can go on to like the court level. So that's kind of how that chain of order goes.
So Dennis, is that building condemned?
Basically, yes, that's why he's coming. Well, it needs to be brought down, there's a lot of rotted wood underneath it, that's what's holding it up. So he has come and asked for the demo permit. And then, of course, when you come to get a demo permit, that kicks in this whole plan review, because the way it's written in our zoning, it says that if you're going to demo a building, you must have a plan to put something back in place. So, and in the zoning law, because of the way the new zoning law has been written back in, it was what, 23?
21 or 23, maybe.
It states in there that you gotta comply with the offsets, right? From the,
So here's my frustration that I have, I'm gonna be very honest, is that we are now going into this 4 months. Why was he not told month 1?
What?
He was told that he couldn't do this in the first month,
Not that he couldn't do it, but he needed to show the setbacks. So
Right.
we requested, since he put his
but did we
application.
say to him that if you didn't build in the exact footprint, you had to then do the setbacks?
He should have showed the setbacks. so
I
that we could make-
get that, I
so
get
that
that.
But we couldn't know, because we don't know what the setbacks are to even advise.
But that's okay, it's a basic, so my frustration is, and I'm gonna tell you, it's very frustrating, is because we sit here as a committee, and we make all these decisions, and the bottom line is that we should do it right the first time.
Yeah.
You know, we're not paid, but we take an oath to do it right the first time.
Right.
And we should have known this, and we should have made it very clear. My frustration is I'm putting myself in the place of the resident. Hold on for a second. Hey, how are you? Okay, I'm here at the planning board meeting. We have some questions. Can I put you on speakerphone? All right? I have Jeff on the phone right now, so. Hey, folks, can you hear someone talk so we can see if you can hear him?
Jeff, can you hear me over here?
I gotcha.
Okay. So right now, there is a question on the setbacks, where your property evidently, or the building is not being built in the exact footprint of the structure coming down. So the law says that you have to then now take into consideration the setbacks and rebuild it. My frustration is that we didn't tell you this 4 months ago. So I'm going to turn it out to everybody, and you can talk, people can ask him questions.
Yeah, I just want to clarify, we provided this in the feedback to you after the initial meeting, a list of things that we would like to see on the site plans. So as far as we're aware, we had the exact same site plans from the beginning. That doesn't show the setbacks, the dimensional requirements, and the 2 additional parking spaces that you had mentioned. So it's not that it's not in the same exact footprint, but it's just that something that's required for us to be able to evaluate whether you're meeting the zoning law. So it's something that we would need to have. I know that you had mentioned that if it didn't meet the setbacks, that this project wouldn't go forward. But we still need to see that, and if it's something that if it doesn't meet the setbacks and you'd like to still pursue it, you can bring that up with the ZBA. But that is something that it seems like the board would like to have before a decision is made.
But this is my frustration, I'm going to say it again. We didn't make clear to the applicant what we were asking.
I disagree.
We did not.
I disagree.
I disagree with you. We didn't make it clear that if he didn't build in the footprint, then he had to then meet the setbacks. The bottom line is that it's been a long time philosophy in this village, if you rebuild on the same footprint, you don't have to worry about the setbacks, because nothing is built. Everything's built all over the place. I look at it this way. We got a building back there that is condemned, is going to come down, or with no tax base, or we build it, get a brand new structure, more square feet, and more tax space
It's
in the
true,
village.
and it's not that we
It's-
don't want this project to go
I
forward, but we
get
have to
that.
abide by the law. And even if it's been a long-running thing that it's just always been an okay to build in the same footprint, the law requires, I mean, they have to show
And
setbacks in the
I
site
get that,
plan
I'm not
review.
disputing that. What I'm disputing is we didn't make that clear 4 months ago.
So-
My problem is we're into this 4 months.
Okay, well, let's move forward
It's-
now, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and
but
it's-
you're saying he has to go to the ZBA, which
No,
is
we're
then
not
another-
saying that.
It's
Yes,
so
you just
on-
said that.
No, we're
On the
not.
site plan application, it lists what is required for a site plan application. Part of that is setbacks. They were not shown. We gave the opportunity for them to be shown. It's something that just needs to be required to do the full review.
I understand that, I'm not disputing that.
Mm-hmm.
I am not disputing that in any way, shape, or form. What I am disputing is that we didn't make clear, Jeff, you didn't show the setbacks. Here's the problem we have. If you don't build it in the exact same footprint, you then have to go through an extra process. That's my frustration.
We haven't gotten to evaluate, that's the thing, so we.
You haven't
can't-
what?
We haven't gotten the setbacks to evaluate, so we gave them, and I'm happy to show you the email. I drafted it, Dennis sent it along, of exactly what we covered at a planning board meeting of what we requested for the drawings. Part of that was the dimensions, part of that was the setbacks. If we had received those, then we can say, okay, we see that the setback is not in compliance, here's what you need to do next. But we can't make
Did
those
you
recommendations.
get that email, Jeff?
Yeah, you guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, yeah, no, I got a letter from Code and emails on my engineer. He sent me all the bullet points on that. I sent them on to Dennis, and I thought we were good. When you say setbacks, you talking about the right of way,
No.
from the road, or?
yeah,
Yes.
And the side setbacks on the property.
Should be shown
They're
on
not side
that.
setback ones.
Yes,
It's
but-
all measured out from the center of the drains.
But
Drains.
what the problem is, Jeff, it's not on there? It's
No.
not on there?
Not on the, if we got new updated site plan drawings, I have the exact same ones that we reviewed from the very start. So I don't have ones that show the other parking spaces, the ones that show the dimensions, or any of the other requested bulleted items. So maybe they just weren't relayed to us or something.
Jeff, did you send them to Dennis or no?
Yeah, no, I sent that a long time ago.
The revised ones?
Yeah, no, my engineer went through every single of those bullet points and resent me the plans. Do I have them?
Can you confirm, did the new plans have the 2 additional parking spaces, or were you just gonna do the 5?
Hang on, could you repeat that? I'm having trouble hearing you.
Yeah, if you wanna repeat.
So did the new plans have 5 parking spaces or the original 7?
It should be showing 7, as I recall. It's been a while since I've looked
Yeah.
at these. It's
So
been a
to
couple
say,
of
so
months.
we only have the 5 shown here, so it seems like we might not have the updated site plan drawings.
If you don't see measurements from the center of the road, you don't have updated site plan drawings.
Yeah,
that's what we
don't have.
And then there should be, I think he also showed storm drainage, everything that was on the bullet points from 2 months ago.
That's all we have.
So they should have catch basins on that one too, but they didn't show. So yeah, this
So-
doesn't have those.
When did you send them? Can you re-forward them and forward also the original email to Barbara so that we see that it was received or was sent on the date that you said, so we have we have proof that you sent it?
Yeah, that's not a problem. Are you like talking like right now in the next 2 minutes or?
No. So Jeff is right now in the middle of his winery. They're doing harvest and he's working in his wine room. So not retail, he's working out in the vats and so forth. So that's why.
Oh yeah, 16 tons of Cabernet processing right now, so. So I need you to send, I guess you don't have the updated plans,
No.
from what I've gathered?
No, sorry, Jeff.
No, we do not.
Well, I guess I gotta send those.
We did
I
receive,
guess this conversation is over.
we did receive the special use permit. And what I received with that one, the drawings that were attached to that for me were the exact same original drawings. They weren't the updated drawings. So we received the special use permit, we had that information, but the drawings that were attached to that were the same. They weren't the updated ones that you're talking about.
So you're saying your architect sent the updated files?
Yep, I'll have to look at it. I mean, literally, it's over a month ago. I have no recollection of that. It's been a busy month, so,
Yeah, I get it.
I'd have to take a peek.
Oh, yeah. We
We
do have an option.
Said the 29th.
We can preliminarily approve it.
I'm not sure. I've been there before where I've sent a file
Those
that's
files being sent.
new, or that I thought was new, and it was just made the same as the last one, so, but we can look into that.
Is it Wozniak that, Woznicki or whatever, that sent them over? I don't know.
Is there a question for me?
Yes, who sent them over? Who
It
was,
would have been straight from my email.
oh, you're from Jeff Seaton.
Mhm.
I will look through and I will see if I will check that email and make sure, or see if it was in there, but as far as I know, everything looked the same as the last set of drawings. That's what I sent on to the planning board.
Yeah, I think he even showed, noted lighting, everything that was bullet pointed there, lighting, signage, storm, water drain, it was showing the right of way from the road, to all the parking spaces. Remember when I looked at it, it was all good. I guess
Okay.
I made a mistake on my end, I'm not sure, I gotta take a look at things.
So Jeff, what is your time frame that, so my frustration, my frustration is for you, that this process is taking a long time, and it shouldn't. I think, that's my own personal opinion. So my question is, what is your time frame? We're getting into the winter months now. It's getting cold. what are your plans? When do you see, do you have a month or two to work all this out with the village here? Or do you really want to proceed, get the building down before the December? What is your thought and for your time frame?
Oh, I'd just like to get the building down.
What falls down?
It's an eyesore, it's awful, there's a variety of other reasons, but.
Yeah, safety is another one, right? I mean,
I think this needs to go.
yeah.
And increase the parking, get the traffic flow down there better, but I mean, it is what it is. We're not gonna, yeah, as far as time frame, I mean, yeah, I would love to start 2 months ago.
Yeah.
But really, the high part is getting rid of that thing
So,
for the betterment of all my neighbors as well.
Tom, explain what you had said something just a couple of seconds ago about an
Well,
option.
actually, I'm still here. We could approve it based on the fact that those drawings come in and they show what he says. They show, and if they do, and they speak with, Dennis's approval, then it's okay. We can do that.
I want to emphasize too that, again, we can love and support a project, but we have to follow the process. We have to follow specific timelines. We didn't have a quorum last month, so that delays us again, but we were still going to be waiting till this month anyway for reviews. So it's great to try and be supportive of an applicant, but we have to follow our guides first. And if it lines up with their timeline, it's great, but that's not the priority. The priority is making sure that everyone's consistent with following the zoning law.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that, and I hope nobody on this board feels I disagree with that. What I am concerned about is that we give accurate information the first time, and that's what I'm concerned about. I've been involved in several other things where it took 3 months to do something instead of an attorney giving me the information I asked 90 days prior. So I'm a big advocate of doing it right the first time and being fair and ethical. And I'm not saying we are not, but I'm just saying,
Remember, there was a bunch of confusion on that first one because of the right-of-way for the village. For me, when that first meeting happened, I
wasn't there, was I?
I was
No, I don't think
extremely confused about that because I didn't know that the property actually ran across like that.
Okay, let's not reopen that.
But that's okay, but that was so that's one of the things that might have made things unclear because that was my major concern.
All right.
Okay.
I think we can let Jeff go, right?
Jeff, are you good?
I will follow up on the new plans and see what happened there.
All right, buddy, thank you.
All right, thank you guys. Have a good
Bye-bye.
night.
Public hearing? We
Okay.
can open a public hearing.
Yes, now we have heard from the applicant, debatable on whether that they should have been able to call in that way. That is a little bit concerning to me, but we can move and open the public hearing, and if there are folks who have comments, we can hear from them now. If you'd like to close it, we can make those approvals or whatever at the end with the conditions that Dennis reviews the final stuff anyway. And he'll have to do that for the building. permit,
Anyway,
the
so
demo
it doesn't
permit.
really matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the motions on here can still stand, just with, the condition with the add-on on there, and I can help you when we get to that point.
Yeah.
So we have to discuss the condition of, well, are we gonna make a motion to accept this in the,
Public hearing, we have to have a
But
public
right now, we
hearing.
have a public hearing first, so we'll need a motion and a second. to do
So I
that.
make the motion that we open a public hearing for 210 South, for the 210 South Madison, the demo and rebuild for the Jeff Dill project for 2 additional hotel rooms.
Seconded.
all right,
All that, what's that, you have to say all in favor.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that sounds good. So the public
Now
hearing
we
is
can.
open.
Any public comments?
I think we should carry the building now. And then you have no choice but to move forward.
Yeah, so do I. So,
And then you can make a final call, and then if you're ready.
you want to go ahead, Ellis?
Okay, final call on public comments.
Yes. Maybe a motion to end the public hearing.
Second motion? Oh, did you say I make a motion?
Do we need a motion?
Oh,
Yeah.
I made the motion to close the public hearing?
Seconded.
All in favor? Say
Aye.
All right. Public hearing is closed.
Now,
the final
we
decision.
did skip over this, it doesn't really matter. If you would like, so we have the special use permit, I know that should have been accepted first, so we can mess the minutes up, but I would accept, if you're okay with what the special use permit
Yes.
is, I would make a motion for the sake of Barb in the minutes to accept the special use permit, application as complete. And then this will just only change your next motions, you're making the same amount of motions anyway. But if you would like to just combine the special use and the site plan review into a single motion, when you approve with conditions, those will both be encompassed in that. So,
Sure.
so first would be to accept the special use permit, application is complete.
I move to accept the special permit.
Seconded.
All in favor, say
Aye.
Aye.
And then, would you like to combine them, or do you just want to make the motion separately on the special use and the site plan?
What do you
I've
guys
spread
think?
the vote once, so let's go, let's combine them.
All right. So
So
we need,
you can make a motion to combine them.
Yep.
And then if you're content with that, then we can go ahead and make the motion to approve with your conditions after that. So at first combine them, and that should be under bullet C, the
Yep.
motion header.
So I'll make a motion to combine the two
Special use and site.
and special use and site plan.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I'm sorry, who, Tom?
I made the, yeah, the
Brian?
first. Now, I don't- I-
Everybody approved, did we back approve?
everybody, yes, that's unanimous.
Yep.
And
Okay.
And we need to discuss the special conditions upon that? or-
Yes.
Yeah, so however you want to do that, like that I would recommend maybe just having, you can approve it with the condition that Dennis signs off that the changes, the requested changes have been made.
and they meet the law, that's all.
And that they meet the setback requirement.
And if it's not being built in the footprint, then it has to go to the ZBA, right? That's the understanding of the law, is that correct?
Yeah.
Not that it's not in the footprint, it's that it needs to meet the setback requirement, so whether it's in the footprint or not. So, if it meets all of those.
But we know if he can't build, we already know this, so we could say if it doesn't, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous because we know the facts. The facts are that if he doesn't build in the original footprint of the property, he has to then meet the 2025 setbacks.
Even if he built in the same footprint, I don't know of past instances where it has been the same footprint. Even if it was the same footprint, if it didn't meet the setbacks, he would still need to meet the setbacks.
So
even
it's
if it
not
was-
gonna meet the setbacks then? Because he said if he has to meet the setbacks, he's not gonna do the project.
No, he said if he doesn't meet the setbacks, he wasn't clear when he had that response, so we didn't know, and that we still don't know because we don't have the drawings.
I think it's fairly safe to assume
I think
that
it
the
only
new
meets
drawings
setbacks.
will show you that he has met the setbacks,
And-
or he wouldn't have bothered to attempt to email to them
No,
unsuccessfully.
of course, and he wants to move this forward. I mean, for many reasons, he owns the property, he's invested a lot there, he wants to make the whole thing better. I have a question, Dennis. When we talk about the setbacks, right? We're talking about the center of the road to where the building is or to where the curb is?
No, not, he has to be 10 feet from the right-of-way of the road.
And the right-of-way means what?
Means from the center of the road to wherever that
Oh,
road's
okay.
right-of-way is.
Good.
Which I think is only 20 feet there, or 25 feet, I don't remember exactly.
What do you mean? The
But
road?
when I went out and measured it, and he's right at that line as it is now.
So I guess because I have a property here and I'm back there every day, so I see it, I have Madison Avenue and so forth. The problem is that there's no sidewalks. I mean, the roads are, I mean, it's like a free-for-all.
Yeah.
So that's, my concern is when we talk about the setback, what are we talking about? That sounds logical. If it's 10 feet from the center of the road
Yeah.
to where the building
10
is.
feet from the center of
What?
the road.
It's not 10 feet from the center of the road, it's from the 10 feet from the side of that right-of-way that he was
So
explaining. So that measure from the beginning of the road to a point that would probably be near a sidewalk, but then it's got to be 10 feet from that edge, not
So
from
right
the
there,
center of the road.
You've got, that road is a 50-foot wide, okay?
No, but
So from the center of the road, you got 25 feet, that's the right of way from the center. From there, you have to be another 10 feet, which I believe, from the center of the road.
So that road 50 feet wide is from in front of the building that's coming down? Or
It's
The
50
road
feet
itself
wide
is-
overall,
how do we know that?
because we
Measured
measured
it.
it, and that's what the right of way is
Okay,
on the maps.
okay. I'm interested because there's no,
There's no delineation
Right,
line.
there's no right. I mean, how do you
So-
say what the road is?
You
So,
pick center of the road somewhere,
right.
because it's hard to tell exactly. There isn't a chalk line down the
No,
middle
I
of
get
the
it.
road.
I guess I have a lot of frustrations with that road. And I have a lot of frustrations with Madison, I do. I have a lot of frustrations with Second Street. And I have a lot of frustrations with Sixth Street, going from Franklin to Madison. Because you have all these cars that are parking not this way, not parallel to the street, but perpendicular, right? And they're sticking out. Let me tell you something. When I drive down Second Street and I'm going on the left, on the right side of the lane, I could clip 10 cars
But imagine
because they're not.
you're
They're
not
not.
setback, right.
Yeah, but
So we want to correct that, right? Because we don't want to have the building not meet the setback and then the parking spaces that are in front of the building not meet the setback and cause the same problem, right?
I
So
get
we're
it.
trying to alleviate
But,
that.
but I get it, but here's the hypocritical part of it. You're making this person do it instead of addressing the parking issue with everybody.
Because he's
do that.
applying,
Why
yeah.
can't we?
Because
No,
it's not
we
us.
can't, no, we
Yeah.
can't. But that's the
Someone
problem.
else, yeah, someone
You
else.
know, that's
but-
my frustration.
Yeah.
Maybe I gotta go to the village board
Yes.
and say, this is my problem,
Yes.
you
Yes,
know? Or this board should write a letter,
So-
because
talk to Peter.
it gets us, it's difficult to
No.
be fair and ethical. That's my only point.
So just looking at this drawing,
Right.
right?
Oh, well.
It's showing catch basin to catch basin. That's basically your road right there, okay?
I fully
And he's-
understand.
Right, so he's already back just about far enough.
So you think so?
he's-
And I want to emphasize, I have to be very open and broad about this because I can't say for sure whether or not it is meeting the setbacks. I don't doubt that it is, like, I would be very surprised if it isn't. So we just have to evaluate it, assuming that it's not, and we have to make the
And I
same
get
request.
it. My frustration is more of a realist, where, you know, there's a problem. And to be fair and ethical to every resident of this village, you know, you just don't put a Band-Aid on a wound. You gotta figure out why there's a wound.
Right,
You know?
but that's why we have these things, I know it's not touchscreen, I'm sorry. That's why we have these things in place, so, right, again, the planning board's just like reviewing the zoning law and the comprehensive plan with the proposed use, but the ZBA exists because, like, that way it provides that structure for them to plead their case, so that is already in place. I can understand the
Okay.
frustration here, and I don't think that this will be, like I said, I don't think it'll be a problem. You can approve it with the conditions, and if you would even like, if it doesn't meet the setbacks, you could say, if it doesn't meet the setbacks, in
I'm
order
sure
for
it will.
approval to be issued, then they would have to go to the ZBA, but I think you'd be set just saying, approve with the condition that the revised drawings or the requested materials are reviewed by the code enforcement officer, and if he,
Oh, I was about to say something. So moved.
And I hope everyone on this board understands my frustration. with this. You may feel it's not applicable, but I'm a big picture guy, and I get it. And have always tried to be fair and ethical with every resident, every property owner who's came before this board.
Yep.
So with this, when you're reading this, this is 21.5, dimensional requirements.
Put it
The side setback
because
for the minimums, because you do a special
if somebody
use
says something
permit requirements,
and you read it,
says
you can say so.
that it's indicate,
You don't have to.
SPRs indicates
You technically
requirements to
do not have to say
be
it.
determined by,
Yeah.
in the site plan review. So basically, there isn't a setback off the sides.
Right.
because of the
Okay.
center.
Right.
The
Just
only
the front.
setback that he has to meet there is from the
front.
From the
road
front, I'm
to
not,
the front of the building, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
And
you,
he's
you
got
know,
that, so he
I
should be
feel
good.
comfortable with your explanation, you know, it's something that, you know, is maybe just my pet peeve. I will maybe bring it to the village board, you know, it may not be the entire board's pet peeve, but it's just a concern I have. Because, you know, like I said, I want the laws applied fairly to everybody,
Yeah.
so.
Anyway. Technically, I just put a motion on the floor.
Seconded.
Would you please repeat the motion for the record?
It's what she said.
That does not count.
Yeah.
Yes, it does, actually, because she says it, I can actually just say what she said as moved.
Approve with the condition that the applicant provide revised site plan drawings with the requested changes for review by the code enforcement officer.
Now,
Not seconded.
now you say.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You guys made a lot of motions tonight. Making a lot of motion.
Yeah.
Looks like the next item is looking at the 239M. I know we mentioned it before, but
Yeah, that's.
we're all set with that.
Yep, so that's actually it, that final motion, because that last page is just the breakout of the motions if you had combined it.
Right.
The only time you would need to do further action on a 239M is if they disapproved a project and you disagreed. Or if you agreed, there would be obviously a different outcome, but in those cases, if the county issues a response that you don't agree with, you'd have to have a majority plus one vote to overturn that, but the planning board has the ultimate say. But no worries here, because you got an approval from the county, and you guys got an approval from the board.
In fact,
So when he went to do all this too, he mentioned that he wanted the building to be moved back far enough so that people could pull in off the street and park in front of the building. That was part of his.
or at least drop off their stuff.
So there were two parking spots up in front of the building,
Okay, we're just gonna
the three down
make
below
the
the
motion
building.
for the minutes.
Yeah.
Do it with the spelling correction.
And I thought that it was in that email that I sent.
Let's blame the email service.
It probably was just a missed like click.
That's what I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I've done that before, where I've sent something, and I'm like, oh, that's the wrong
Sure.
file. So it's very possible he thought he sent it over.
Right.
Anyway,
Looks like our next item is the minutes.
Yes.
Motion to approve the minutes with the correction that my name is spelled wrong.
oh, that happened to you too? Wow. Okay.
We have a second to that?
Yes, I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, yeah, that was.
So all this did happen to me once, many years ago, when I was first on the planning board, before I did my recent stint.
So next item is board concerns. I think we've heard quite a bit, right?
From me at least.
Yeah.
Seems some training's coming up for planning board committees.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
I don't know if you guys have seen those.
Say it again?
There's been some trainings that have been offered.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
I went
When
last
are
week.
they?
So-
I'm sorry, when are they?
No, that's okay. We just held one recently, we don't have plans right now for more from our office, but, so if you are aware of other ones, I'm not sure. But we held ours on the 15th of October, and Alex and Rakundo joined us. I was trying to join us, but he had other commitments that night. So what we heard from folks is that a lot of people want specialized training, which, of course, we can't just offer those for free as much as we would love to. So we can evaluate going into next year if what kind of structure it can look like to provide more specialized trainings on the things you need. And I'll always just refer any trainings that we come across.
So my recommendation to your company is do not be afraid to charge the municipalities for it, because when we do the one with the when we do the one with, I don't know if it's our county or a bunch of counties, at Corning Community College, we don't pay for it. The village pays for it, so please,
No, you pay for it, you pay taxes.
Okay, for it, but it all comes down.
So,
you guys held that down there too, right?
Yeah, so we do the regional leadership training this year. It's normally in like the winter, springtime. We held it in summer this time, and this coming year for 2026 will be in June again as well. But we have some evening trainings coming up. I think we were kind of kicking it off, so we'll have some other trainings most likely held at our office that are coming up that I can relay. Ours was specific, the one that I just held recently was specific to site plan review. But it seemed like it was very valuable. Some folks wanted like full seeker trainings, so if those are established or if we see those coming up in the future, it's something that I personally would like to do on a recurring basis, because obviously there's a need. So I'll always share it with all of you, and hopefully we can catch it one of those times, so. Yeah, absolutely.
Did see another one that it was in one of my emails that I got for.
I forwarded one from Nikon.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm ignoring them since I'm resigning at the end of December. Sorry.
Well, that one looks really interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's for code officers as well as planning board members and stuff. You know, if anybody wants to go to it, you know, you can carpool down or whatever. Do that.
And if you come across trainings that you enjoy or that you can't attend, or you're like, I prefer to have this more personalized, feel free to always just send them my way and express your interest in something that we can try and to do in our office. Our evening trainings are free, but if we do more specialized stuff, we would look to charge, which I would love to offer for free, but so we'll try and see if we can cover those bases. So if you find ones that you want to learn more about, shoot them my way, and I can see how I can work those into our meetings or other structures, so.
So is that hitting, those emails, are they going out to the other
So,
communities in
I
Scott
will
County as well?
They should be.
Come up with a
The
file of
Dover
things.
email that had the initial
I think you might
information
need.
about the
Sure.
training is people who are signed up to our
One is a copy of the
mailing list,
bylaws.
So, I think we got a pretty broad response from across Scott County.
Which
But
I'm
if
sure I
there's folks
gave
who
you a
want
copy of,
different
but I
lists
bet you don't.
or
You might have.
I have all this. This is just,
Yeah, that's just the
Good.
stuff.
did we adjourn the meeting?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, thanks, everybody.
I said motion to adjourn, I wasn't seconded.
Oh, I second it?
all in favor?
Aye.
Spelled
And I apologize if I seemed curt to anybody, I didn't mean
It's because you're passionate.
I'm in favor of reading the
to. Oh, good, thank you.
The parking, you know, the way they park
Oh,
up
yeah,
there?
it's crazy.
Yeah, just
But,
let me
you
know.
know, that's to get the police department to actually enforce the law.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not sure.
That's her because you can see all the ivy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's but they haven't filled in the whole edge.
I thought it was gonna be.
I bet you that building comes down really
Did you see the Maguire one came out?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't even see it moving down, but it is down.
Yeah. No, I don't.